about time. What's going on?
Rumor report, rumor report. This is the Rumor Report
Talk to him.
with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Yes, so on Love and Hip Hop reunion yesterday, Joe Budden and Safaree ended up getting into it. Now, it turns out that Safaree thinks that Joe Budden be turning up for the camera. Here's what he said.
Joe, he turned up for the camera because me and Joe was together in the same bus on the way to the bonfire. He didn't say nothing, but when it was time to film, then it's, I'll put your face in the sand, boom, 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 and all this other That's not real.
Sorry, don't act smart now.
With all due respect, this is between me and Joe.
Whatever's between you and Joe is between me, you, and Joe. Whatever has to do with Joe,
There's
gotta do
nothing
with me.
between us because I don't need to speak to you.
You're gonna make me him up, stop.
All right, I don't want you to Safaree up, so let's chill.
That's not gonna happen. So I'll pull up to your hotel after and it could really go down.
Well, you see, Santana even had to step in, so fortunately, I guess things calmed down a little.
Yeah, I'm glad Joe told Sin to simmer down because I don't like the optics of that. You know, because sometimes women can make a situation that's not even really bad get worse. Not even just a woman, just anybody intervening. You know what I'm saying? If me and you are having a conversation and we're talking to each other, those outside voices, because that's what happens on social media all the time. Remember back in high school, it's the other people that jump in and be like, you ain't gonna do nothing, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, you're gonna let him talk like that to you?
Absolutely. like Sin could have turned that situation up in a bad way, so I'm glad Joe tapped her leg like, yo, simmer down.
But I guess her reaction was to take up for her man.
As she should.
And so that's what she did. All right, now let's discuss Kodak Black and Young M.A. I don't know what the situation is here, but now Kodak Black is saying that Young M.A. should want him, even though she's not interested in men at all.
I'm talking about how you a girl but don't want your penetrated. How? Don't be mad at me because I want you, baby.
I sound wild aggressive, Kodak.
It sounds terrible.
You know what I mean? The
Look,
reason she doesn't want any penetration is because she is a lesbian.
she's not interested in you in any
your
way.
penis.
Why are you harassing her?
You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ.
Here's what Young M.A. had to say about all these weirdos.
In the live video, I say I'm literally talking about the people in the comments that kept mentioning this. When I'm ready to confront this, where how I'm gonna handle it, I'll handle it that way. Like y'all, I know I'm a female, stupid, but at the end of the day, that's not my preference.
All right, so I guess she's going to at some point address it, and I can't wait to hear what she says.
Why is Kodak on Young M.A.'s bumper so hard?
I don't know any idea.
It feels like it's almost being done for attention.
It's like he's trolling her.
It does feel like he's trolling her. You know what I mean? Because if you feel that way, you know, you're going about it the wrong way, Kodak.
And I just want to point out that she does not seem amused. She's not thinking this is funny in any way. She's actually rather annoyed.
Maybe Kodak should approach it differently. Maybe Kodak should say he's a lesbian.
Or maybe Kodak should get with somebody that likes him. He has a girlfriend.
Listen, Kodak does look like a lesbian.
You better stop saying that.
He does, man.
Anyway, let's move on.
He got little
and let's talk about Adam 22.
Little breasts.
Now, you know him from his No Jumper podcast, and apparently he was in the middle of filming his podcast, No Jumper, Sunday night in L.A., and that's when somebody shows up with a gun.
Wow, Adam, big boy.
There we go.
Right now. You want a gun right now? You want a gun?
All right, so a lot of people thought this was fake and wasn't even real, but actually Adam 22 spoke about it and said this was not a skit, it was not a joke. Everything that went down, the police were involved. Fortunately, everything was okay. You can see the gunman gets knocked out onto the ground. He's barely conscious, and here's what he had to say about the whole situation.
There's a rear entrance to get into the store, and I always have, I wouldn't call him my security, but basically like, you know, a friend of mine, close friend of mine who's armed. And he hangs out by the door the whole time just in case anything ever were to happen. And this guy actually snuck in right after our Postmates order came in. What you can't see in the video, too, is that my guy had his gun pointed at the guy's head. The guy didn't know yet, but my guy had already pulled out and was pointed at him. That's the thing that I'm really thankful about in the whole thing is just that this guy didn't get killed.
I mean, it can't be fake if somebody got arrested, right? Didn't the guy get arrested?
Yeah, it's not.
So it can't be fake.
But I think when it was happening, people didn't believe it. Like, they were like,
That's
this
crazy.
is some type of prank.
That's not crazy.
Because it's live while it's happening, so.
That's the era we live in. We live in this era on social media where everybody's a clout chaser and the things that you see and the things that you hear, you don't know if you can believe them or not. So it's not crazy that people don't believe this type of stuff. Wait till Armageddon hit. And the end of the world is happening, and everybody's like, oh, nah, this ain't real.
All right, and I have some great news for you guys.
What?
Okay, so soccer superstar Cristiano Ronaldo is opening up a hair transplant clinic. Now, this is going to open up in Spain, and he said his image is important to him, and he wants to make sure other people have more control over the way that they look as well. So he said when he thinks it's necessary to have that transplant, of course he will do it. But right now his hair is all his, but he is opening up his own hair transplant place. And I know you guys have been very interested in that as of late. So.
Nah, smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others. I'm a wise man. I learned from the mistakes of DJ Self. Okay.
He didn't have a hair transplant.
Or whatever the hell he
put
had.
a toupee on. It was like a toupee, but I thought about doing that.
Whatever
I thought about investing
stupid.
into that.
Whatever he had looked silly.
You want to invest into self?
No, man, hair transplant.
Well, you better open up a clinic too. All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.